Are you trying to improve your nutrition and lose weight, but you feel like you just don't have any extra time between work and taking care of your family? There's one simple 5-step process that I use every single week to make high protein meals for myself and also for my family. And I do it all in under 10 minutes. So if meal planning is a struggle for you with your busy schedule and juggling a ton of different things with family, and you feel like you just never know what to eat, stay tuned because I'm going to take you through this tried and tested process step by step. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I'm so glad to have you here to help you along the journey of improving your nutrition, upgrading your lifestyle habits, and reaching your weight loss goals. If you don't know who I am, my name is Andres Ayesta. I have been a registered dietitian for 12 years, and I work specifically with career-focused working parents who feel like they're just trying to juggle way too many different things. I'm also a father, a husband, and an entrepreneur. So like you, I have a lot of things on my plate. And I know how easy it is for nutrition to get pushed into the back burner, particularly also your fitness, when you have so many other things going on in your life. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing a strategy that will help you take the stress out of meal planning so you can go from having absolutely no idea what to eat this week to having all your lunches and dinners planned in 5 to 10 minutes. Now, I know you're busy because that's who this video is for, so I'm not going to extend myself too much in the introductions and let's get right into the 5-step to this meal planning approach. Now, this has been a complete game changer for me, and it's also something that I share with a lot of my one-on-one coaching clients. So the first step of this plan is super simple. I want you to take a minute right now and I want you to think of maybe 2 to 3 general themes for meals. They can be different types of cuisine from around the world, which is actually what I prefer. Maybe you can pick a general idea for a meal that you feel like you want to have. For example, maybe like sandwiches, wraps, pastas, pizzas, you get it. To give you some ideas of cuisines you might choose from for inspiration, here's a list of the ones that I personally like to choose from. Mexican, Italian, Indian, American, Greek, Thai, Chinese, Japanese, or my favorite, Venezuelan, because that's where I am from. You cannot go wrong with some good arepas. Of course, there's so many options and countries you can add here, but these are just a few that are typically going to be on my rotation of meals. Now, the main goal here is just to pick something very general. Now, once you have the themes picked out, then this is where you can take things from general to specific. So for step 2, with each of these cuisines or general meals, I want you to pick a dish that comes to mind. So for example, for Mexican, you may think tacos. For American food, maybe it's burgers. And for Italian, maybe the first thing you think about is spaghetti bolognese. Now, we're going to go a little beyond just the planning process here. I'm going to give you a quick meal planning hack here for any of you that love using AI like I do. So yes, we're going to go there today. If you're struggling to come up with meal ideas, open up ChatGPT and put it a prompt that says, can you give me a list of 10 insert theme foods that are easy to make at home? And then it's probably going to give you a list. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. I'm going to try to put this on my screen so you can see me putting this stuff on there. So let's go through it. So I need to come up with a meal plan or with meal ideas, Mexican style, for this week for me and my family. Can you please provide some of those ideas? No recipes, just ideas. Come up with 10. We need to be specific, so that's very important. So let's see what it gives us on here. Here are 10 Mexican style meal ideas. Tacos al pastor. And it kind of gives you some ideas also, like marinated pork, pineapple served on tortillas with onions and cilantro, enchiladas, chiles, a bunch of different options on here. And you can even go a step beyond and you can ask for it to actually give you a recipe for it, which is also something else that you can do. Let me show you exactly what that looks like. So let's say we want to choose in here the tacos al pastor. Can you provide a simple recipe? Simple recipe for tacos al pastor. And then what it's actually going to give you is going to give you an actual recipe, and then it tells you exactly what to do. If it's obviously too complicated, you can ask it to simplify it. Maybe you just want to make it a little bit simpler because there's a lot of things in here that I have no idea what they are. And you can even go a step beyond and ask it to give you a grocery shopping list for those things. So again, This is honestly really, really helpful. You want to use technology for purposes of this. But essentially, ChatGPT, what you saw I did, is going to give you a list, a little description for each one. So you can choose obviously what sounds good. Now we'll worry about the recipes in a second. I already kind of show you that you can get them from there. But now that you got some dishes in mind, now grab a pen and paper and move on to step 3 of this process, which is making your weekly meal plan. You can also do this on a computer, your notes app, whatever you want. Now write down each day of the week and slot the recipes you've chosen into 3 different nights. Each time you have one of your chosen recipes for dinner, what you're gonna do, and listen closely, you're gonna make extra and have the same thing the next day for lunch to make it easier for yourself. So now you got some dinners and lunches planned. Now let's move on to step 4 to get into some more specifics around this process. In step 4, you wanna finalize your recipes and fill in the other missing nights of the week. For each of the meals that you've chosen, you want to first decide what your main protein source is going to be. So I'll keep going with maybe the examples that I gave earlier. Maybe you already have a great recipe for spaghetti bolognese that you love, and your protein source is lean ground beef. Maybe you decide to add some extra protein and fiber by choosing maybe something like a chickpea pasta. I personally use Banza, which is a really cool brand. For tacos, maybe you find a recipe online for those shredded chicken tacos. So chicken breast is your main protein source. And then maybe for the burger night, if you have like an American theme night, you may decide that since you're having ground beef with the bolognese, you want to go with some turkey burgers that come pre-made at the grocery store. Or if you just want to simplify things even more, you can, instead of use ground beef, you can use ground turkey altogether for both recipes for leaner options. Now, once you get these main recipes down, there could be some flexibility based on your lifestyle. Maybe you're someone who goes out to eat a couple times a week, so you can maybe slot those evenings out into your plan. I, for example, like to do pizza on Fridays, so I don't necessarily do any recipe planning for Fridays. If you're just cooking from home, something I like to do is fill in the rest of my nights with other recipes that I can make using the same protein sources from the ones that I already chosen. So for example, I could buy some extra chicken breast. I could cook it at the same time that I'm cooking the chicken, maybe in a slow cooker. The chicken I was using for my tacos, I can also use it to maybe make some chicken Caesar wraps or maybe a chicken sandwich. So it's about repurposing. There's also one more variation that I like to suggest for people who don't mind eating the same thing multiple days in a row and want to simplify things even further. So first, you can take those same recipes based on your themes and choose 2 of them. You can have the first one for the 3 nights of the week and the second one for maybe the other 3 nights of the week, with one night of the week where you can have maybe some flexibility. Then with the third recipe, you can meal prep it maybe on the weekend and have it for lunch each weekday. So see, you take 3 recipes and you turn it into a meal plan or just a meal prep for the entire week. Something that's important to understand about meal prepping is that there isn't one strategy that's going to be perfect for everyone. This is a general 5-step process, but the way it's going to be applied will be different for every person and their lifestyle. So for example, someone who is single and cooking for one will probably have a different process than someone who is cooking for a partner and their kids as well. But the general steps that I'm giving you can still be applied. First, just to recap, decide on your themes, then choose the meals based on those themes, then slot those meals into your schedule by writing them on a piece of paper broken down by the days of the week, or put them in your calendar depending on what you prefer to use. And then finally, you'll decide your main protein source in each recipe and use that protein source for other meals during the week as well. The goal here is a list of lunches and dinners, each with a protein source for each day of the week. The 5th and final step of this process is the grocery shopping, and then also filling in the blanks for all the things you're gonna need on the side. So the first thing you wanna do with this step is make that list. And at this point, we're also going to be filling in some gaps like breakfast, the snacks, and maybe the sides you're gonna have with a lot of these meals. To start, you can look at the recipes you've chosen for lunches and for dinners and work your way from there, making sure that you buy enough so you can double the recipes and have enough for your leftovers. I also recommend at this point deciding on which veggies you wanna add into each meal. Again, filling in those gaps. So maybe with the turkey burgers from before, you're gonna add a side salad, or maybe some romaine lettuce and tomatoes. Maybe with the spaghetti, you're gonna have some stir-fry vegetables. What I want you to focus on in here is figure out ways that you can repurpose what you buy into more than just one meal and take every cooking opportunity to make more for the other meals in the week. Many people have similar breakfasts also each day. So at this point, you can add in any breakfast ingredients you need and anything you like to snack on. So for example, I like to add Greek yogurt and cottage cheese, maybe some fruit, things like that to add it with my snacks, and also maybe something similar for breakfast. Or you can do what I do for breakfast, which is make your whole entire breakfast planning and everything for the whole week in under 10 minutes on Sunday nights or any day of the week, honestly. I actually shared this process on TikTok a few months ago, and that video went completely viral overnight with over 6 million views. If you want to check it out, obviously I'm kind of showing it up here, but I also dropped the link in the description if you want to go through the whole step process of how I did that. Once you completed your list, the quickest way to get everything you need is to go online to Instacart Instacart or any online grocery service and order your groceries. And then you can pick them up or you can get it delivered to your house and you're all set for the week. Now, this may add a few dollars extra with membership and delivery fees, but it will save you hours a month of going grocery shopping. Plus, you're getting exactly what you need instead of wandering around the grocery aisles and getting things that maybe you don't need. Now, I'm not gonna get into the meal prepping process in this video because that will be the next step, and I want to maybe dedicate a full video to that topic. But for today, I'll finish up with a couple recommendations for the meal planning process. The main thing I want you to focus on in here is I don't want you to overcomplicate this. You don't need to try 20 recipes each week. I recommend keeping a running list of easy meals you like to make. Then you can go back to them whenever you're just not sure on what to eat. Now, if you find you're struggling finding recipes that are easy, healthy, and taste amazing, I actually have a really cool surprise for you. If you have been following me on my Instagram channels or like TikTok, everywhere else, you know I love to give out a lot of free stuff, just the way that I can provide value to you guys. So I have something special for you today. I just finished just a couple weeks ago putting together a massive 50 recipe cookbook of quick and easy dietitian approved meals that will give you some ideas on what to cook for you and your family each week. Now, I put together along with my wife. She's also a recipe developer and a lot of recipes are actually hers. So I'm super pumped about giving this out to people. Now, my wife, GB, who also created this with me, she told me that I was insane for giving this out for free. Now, I might start selling a cookbook at some point soon, and I'm on the fence about it, but in the meantime, I want you to get your hands on this while it's available at absolutely no cost. The goal of this cookbook is to give busy parents and working parents the tools that they need to take their health off the back burner, improve the energy levels, and maybe lose the excess weight, maybe the 10, 20, 30 pounds that they've been trying to lose for a while eating meals that they actually enjoy. So if you want to get instant access to this cookbook, all you have to do is go and click the link in the description below, put your email, and I'll send it over to you. So that brings me to the end of today's video. I hope that you're going to start putting this process into action this week because it's completely taken away a lot of the frustration of meal planning for me. And I think it's going to do the same thing for you. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to hit the little subscribe button on there on my channel and take a minute to leave a comment and let me know what you thought. I'll see you again very soon in next week's video.